It's time for our Monday installment of the Fishman Takeover. Can you dig it? All right, let me go back over to this other area here so I can see if indeed we are live, ready to rock and that of roll. The dashboard, the restream chat. How's everybody doing? Did you enjoy the nice weekend? It was quite nice here. Hey, Ryan, there he is. We're in the orange room. We changed the setup a little bit today. And we're going to have a little bit of fun, Ski. Steve Karras, what's going on? Paris, what's happening? Well, all right. Dylan has put some trousers on. Something from the gutter. We can do that. We can do that, ladies and germs. This is our Monday installment. For those who have not seen these Fishman live scenarios, we appreciate the mighty Fishman reinforcement. Fishman reinforcement! And we usually start off with acoustic activities. And welcome to the internet. Welcome to the Intergoogle. We're going to be doing a little acousticizing, and then we'll engage in some electrifying. Can you dig it? Can and will you dig it? All right, I'm going to do an old tune of mine from back in the day, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't done this in a long time because it's a dirty song. But since we're on the internet, anything can happen. Am I right? On the Intergoogle? Years ago, we had some remodeling done in our house. And, well, things got behind schedule, and I was fascinated just at what the contractor really has the world by the chummies. Am I right? You don't know about that, Dylan. You haven't done any doggone remodeling. But if you remodel, ladies and gentlemen, you'll understand what this song is all about. I took the idea of a contractor and put it in a blues song. It goes something like this here. a new kitchen, 'cause nothing's been cooking. I'll help you break in those new countertops. Just make sure your neighbors ain't looking, 'cause I'm your love contractor, baby, yeah. I'll wreck your home and then I'll come and go as I damn well please. And I will finish what I've started, yeah, till I've got you begging, please. Can you dig it? Toothsome grooves, Koch. I like the sound of that. Bending those acoustic strings like they're nines. You got to do it, am I right? You got to bend them. You got to make them know who the master is. You got to say to that string, listen, guess who's in charge? It's me, Dreophocles. Now take it all. I don't even know what any of that means, but I like the sound of it. Howdy from Montreal, home of smoked meat. I had some smoked meat poutine last time I was in Montreal, and I got to tell you what, it was damn delish, if you know what I'm saying. That is correct. There is a Matrix Infinity VT in this guitar. I had it factory installed from Martin. This is a 00028, a reimagined 00028. And I like that the 000 is a little shorter scale, so you can actually bend those strings. Poutine is not gross. It's damn delicious, Paul Schwartz. Dog on it. 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 Poutine is delicious! Eat it, Paul Schwartz! Poutine is delicious! Eat it, Paul Schwartz! Song called Poutine is Delicious. Eat it, Paul Schwartz. Special shout out to Paul Schwartz out there. He's having a hard time with poutine. We do what we can. We do what we can to try to expand people's. I like to refer to it as try it, you'll like it.
Boom.
Am I right? Ciao from Sicily, greetings. What is poutine, asked Tom. Well, doggone it. It is French fries with cheese curds on it with usually like a brown gravy over it. And it's a Canadian treat. But you can add things to it, like smoked meat. And smoked meat is kind of like pastrami. That's what they call it up there in Quebec. Over there one time. Now I am now worried, and rightly so, Mr. Reha. Mr. Reha! And it goes finest from the potato belt. When you go to the potato belt up in central Wisconsin. A Quebec treat, yes. Wearing my Gristlemaster beanie right now. How fanboy is that? I think it's just a good fashion choice, Maddie. I'm going to tell you that right now. Shout out to Dylan. He makes a hell of a drummer to keep up with Drake. Well, doggone it, he's a savage beast, Frankie. I'm going to tell you that right now. Montreal Bagels. All right, Paul. I'm down with that. I heard of Poontang. Wayne, you're dirty. And I'm going to just say that right now. Greetings from the Orange Room. Love from Madison. Greetings, Madison. What's going down? We're going to try a brand new tune I came up with this weekend. And it started with a gag I had years ago with Roscoe Beck when we were traveling. Because when I first started traveling with Roscoe, he wasn't used to my linguistics. Let's just put it that way. And Roscoe was going through a phase where he really didn't use much profanity, okay, if we're honest. He's a very nice fellow, very conscientious fellow. 2 weeks on the road with me, and he was talking like a doggone pirate. And so, but he referred to me affectionately as the worst one. And we, anytime I would, do one of my things that I do, he'd go, tonight, I'm the worst one. So then I took the idea of that and I made a blues song out of it called The Worst One. And we're going to try it. Dylan's never played it before. I've never really played it, so we're going to try it. Okay, is that all right? Welcome to London. Enjoying this. Keep them coming. Thank you, Philip. What's up from Southwest Michigan? Well, all right. Gonna be a shuffle. Let's do it in G. G's a good thing. Thank you. Oh, la 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 la. I have to know, what is your fret span with those Sasquatchian hands? You know what? I don't know. Something like this. The 7th fret, maybe? My Sharonia. That's not a real thing. Woo! Can you dig it all? Don't forget to tip your waitress. You can tip us if you want, but that's up to you. Questions out there in movie land? All right. Let's say, hey, Greg and Dylan from Texas. Sounding good. Well, thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Eric Gale says, I jammed along with my mahogany Strat. Tried to keep up. Failed miserably. Keep at it, my man. Dear God, I need surgery. Or to do this. Hey, from the UK. You coming over with the guys later this year, hopefully? Yes, we are indeed. We are supposed to come over late October, early November. There you have it. So, what kind of coffee am I? I'm actually on 10 drops. 10 drops coffee from beautiful Chicago right now. Are you Dutch or German descent? I have German. We have Polish. We have Irish. We have English. We have French Canadian. We have Danish. I'm a doggone meatloaf of ethnicities, ladies and gentlemen. A meatloaf of ethnicities. Can you dig it? What mic is on the stick? On the kick? We just have a, on the kick. We're actually, those aren't really wired up right now. They're wired up, but it's not coming through the feed right now. Actually, no, Daryl, it is not fiber optic yet. We will have that next week, but I did get an upgrade this past, actually, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday they came and gave us, no, on Friday they came. Friday, sorry. You know, in quarantine, the days just seem to meld into one. On Friday, they came and gave us a little upgrade in lieu of us being tapped into the fiber optic, which is going to be fantastic. There you go. Hello from Germany. Love your music. Well, thank you. How many of your wife's made fabulous hats do you own now? Actually, my wife does not make these hats. There's a gal named Denise Porter that makes them for me down in the Atlanta area. But I do sell them through my website. So if you like the various hats that I wear, you can go to my website at gregkoch.com and feast on the hats. Can you dig it? Gauge of strings. I am using, it's a regular Diodario set. It's a 12 through whatever the bottom is on a regular 12 set. And this is actually a set of these new strings that I'm beta testing, and they sound and play very well. I like them quite a bit. I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying what they're doing to my brain. Let's do something. I'll do you know what? Over here for relax a little bit. Relax and play some damn guitar. can't play that. He's slamming on the drums. I can't play it. I can't play it. We like to call the cannonball rag, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now it's time to wield some electric activity. Any questions out there? Diodarios are like $12 a set. Ernie balls are like $4. Are they really worth the extra money? Are they really that big of a difference? I like Diodario strings. They stay in tune. They last longer, and they sound good. Let's put it this way. For years, I got free strings from one manufacturer. And then when I stopped getting free strings from them and I had to buy them, I bought Diodarios. And then I got to deal with Diodarios, so life was great. Hey, can you dig it? So do me a favor. Can you hit the standby on that amp, please? Yeah! That's a mixture of some new jams we're working on. This is actually a Reverend Pete Anderson PA1, and I had the folks from Reverend install some Fishman Fluence open core classic humbuckers in this rascal, and doggone it, it is delicious. And how about this blue? Am I right on that? It's just so diggity doggone delicious. Hey Greg, are you a fan of Brian Setzer? Yes, I am a fan of Brian What? Turquoise blue. It's actually deep sea blue. Is that a pinch harmonic squeeze, Ben, you doing that third string? Yeah. Yep. Yes. It is indeed, my friend. There are two voices of these dogs. I'll pick up this up. It's the coil tap. Extemporaneous version of a little song I like to call Albatross. Don't suppose you play older stuff like Your Face? Well, we might be able to do that. the advantages of a Bigsby over other non-locking trems? Well, just obviously Bigsby's can go on guitars that other conventional tremolo systems can't. You don't have to round anything out. They do sound cool too. If you play guitar with the Bigsby, it changes the tone, I think, for the better. And the ones that, yes, I am steaming. Oh, I'm streaming. I'm steaming with that deep sea blue. Oh, I can dig it. You got to venture into the sea deep. Am I right, Dylan, or am I right? He's on his damn phone. He can't, you know what, kids? Kids. What are you going to do? You got to keep on keeping on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put my little Fishman tuner on here. Can you hear me okay on the microphone? I keep on forgetting that it's difficult. The microphone that I'm doing for when I sing is not the microphone that you're hearing the speaking through. So you're hearing a microphone picking up a microphone in here, and we're trying to work around that, but for now, it is what it is. Do I like jumbo frets? I do. I'm addicted to Albatross by Fleetwood Crack. I hear what you're saying. We were just watching a little Breaking Bad. They should use Albatross as a theme song, perhaps, from here on in. Well, thank you very much indeed. We had a request for a tune from the old library. This is a tune that initially came out on a record of mine in 1998, actually, called, the record was called Defenestrator. And there's a tune called There's Only Two Things Wrong With You, and that's Your Face. Actually, the song is just called Your Face. And I did a version of it also on the 4 Days in the South record as well. Do you ever record stuff for other folks? I do indeed, absolutely. Fooled you, Dylan. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. Can you dig it? Can and will you dig it all, ladies and gents? All right. Shout out to my buddy Ryan Fitzsimmons from Fishman, who's helping us out, trying to work out all the bugs and working behind the scenes to make this all possible. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Releasing the spiders. Questions out there in movie land? Oh, wow. How about Israel? Are you coming? Well, it'd be nice to go anywhere, to be honest with you. But yeah, that'd be awesome to go there. We'll see what happens. Something by Jim Hendrix. Well, we can certainly do that. Center block in that demon. Yes, there are. Yeah. This guitar is one of the best bargains on the planet for a arch-toppy, kind of rockabilly yet kind of bluesy rockin' device. Let's do a little bluesy for the kids. Let's do a little Crimson Domicile. Let's see if we can do that. dig it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what, these doggone pickups sound delicious. These doggone pickups sound delicious. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is actually a Reverend PA1, a Pete Anderson model, but I had the people from Reverend actually install at the factory these glorious Fishman Fluence open core classic humbuckers. And as you can hear, they sound damn good. They sound diggity doggone good. Do I know Freebird? Oh, I think you know the answer to that, my friend. Your phrasing is insane, Greg. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Don't you have a whole DVD dedicated to Freebird?
What's that about?
Don't you have a whole DVD of Freebird?
I do. I did a Leonard Skynyrd instructional DVD back in the day, around 2000 something, 2007 or so. And it was kind of funny because in that period of time, I had worked up Freebird as did the band. So we'd been out doing a gig, and some wiseacre would say, "What a Freebird!" and we would break into it and melt their face. But I have long since kind of forgot it. What size kick drum and snare? You guys sound great. Thank you, Dave. What kind of size kick drum is that?
It's an 18 kick and a 14 by 5 snare drum.
14 by 5 snare drum.
And an 18-inch kick.
18-inch kick. And dig it. Greg, you are my favorite guitar slinger, bar none. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice. Thank you. I like the hat. What do you feed it? It gets the scraps from whatever my cranium doesn't want. I excrete protein through my scalp, but it's delicious. That's what my hat says. Is that weird? Is that weird? I don't know about that. This is a gruesome sounding instrument.
It is. It's pretty.
Can you play some GK? Absolutely. Try that one?
Do it.
This is a tune of mine called, what the hell is it? What the hell is this song called? It's called Here We Go Again. That's what it's called. Can you dig it? That's a little weird to play as a duo, but I think it worked. Yes, the amplifier you're hearing right now is my signature amp from Koch Amplifiers, the Greg. 210s. Yeah, it's been around for about 3 years. Well, it's not my company. The company has my same last name. See what we did there? They've been around for a while making excellent stuff in Holland. And then a couple of years ago, actually going back a few years ago now, we started working together. And then I gave him a recipe for a signature amp. And lo and behold, they came up with it's called the Greg. So it's got all kinds of delicious sounds on it, clean sounds. It's got a harmonic vibrato on board. The reverb is glorious, and the overdrive, as you can hear, is robust. Many different levels of overdrive as well. So, can you dig it? Will you dig it? How are we doing here on time, Rooney? You know what I don't like about Fitbits? When I look at it, I want to be able to see it.
It's 4:56.
All right, we got a few more moments left for some question activity. Have you ever played or are familiar with the Fender Tonemaster amps from the 90s? Yes, I had one. I had the head and cabinet. I thought it sounded great. It was louder than the Word of God. Cranked up, but it sounded good. I love your gospel chord progressions you play sometimes. Can you give a couple examples, please? Harmonies are beautiful. Well, thank you. Little things I like to do. Don't do me a favor. Just turn that PA off, will you? There's a button on the back. So, for instance, if I'm doing like a little G7 thing, and I want to go up to the 5, or actually if I just want to vamp on the G. Something I like to do is a little crawl up. They're all in the E string, D string, and G string. I'm doing like a G there, that's your G chord obviously up there. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll do like it's kind of like doing an F9, or I can look at it like I can look at it as a A minor 7 flat 5 over G. So I'll throw that in. Like an E flat 9 to a D sus. Or something like these minor triad. Tell Dylan crack kills. Did you see Dylan's crack? Did you enjoy it? That sounds weird. This gristle wore a hole in my pants. That sounds weird, but I dig it. Saw you at Uptown Music in Kaiser, Oregon. No, that was a long time ago. With Roscoe. Cool. Always good times. Hey, man, I needed this for the end of my Monday workday. Thank you. Well, a pleasure, Paul. Thank you for tuning in. This and Robin Ford on Sunday are the best thing to come out of this darn virus. Oh, thank you very much. Good old Robinski. Robin is actually on, well, he's on my record, plays well with others. He plays on about 4 songs, I believe. 3 or 4 songs. Plays on Sure Enough. And then he plays What You Got to Lose. And then he plays on, what's the other one? Walk Before You Crawl. Oh, that's a good song. What is your opinion of offset body guitars, and what is your favorite out of the box? Offset body. I don't know what that means. Sorry, I know what it means, but I don't know what you mean about what it means. I can't possibly dig it any more than I'm already digging it. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that kind of digging activity. You know, I'm so glad I'm starting to do more stuff on YouTube as well. Yeah, we'll get that YouTube page up and going here. I've been a little lax, so I'm glad that these things are going. I also do Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Wildwood page, but I will also post those. So that'll be tomorrow at 3 Central. Offset, Jazzmaster type. Oh, yeah, okay. I do like Jazzmasters. You know, at first I was like, what? And then I started playing a bunch of them out of Wildwood, and I dig them. I like the more modern ergonomic tweak ones where they've got a bridge in there that's a little bit more hospitable. But I love the sound of those pickups. They're kind of P90-ish, but yet Fendery P90-ish. I dig them. Wildwood makes a cool version. They make their Wildwood 10s are nice. Do you think you'll keep doing this once the world opens up again when you can? Absolutely. We definitely will keep on doing it. And you know what? When we get Toby Lee Marshall, organ player extraordinaire, when we can get together, we'll do some live stuff with him so you can hear the full band. That'll be fun. Have you considered doing a True Fire course, Greg? Well, that's an interesting question. Yes, I've known those people for a long time. We're pals. I have a long-standing relationship with Hal Leonard. I've got about 17 books, DVDs, videos out with them, book with videos. And I co-wrote the Hal Leonard Guitar Method, so I'm kind of like their guy. Contractually, I probably could do it, but they'd kind of rather not, and it's been such a good, long-standing relationship that I'm not going to rock the boat. And so I don't think it would, but they think it would, Hal Leonard would, so at this point, I haven't done anything with True Fire. I'd love to do it. They're great people. They do great work, and of course, all my buddies are doing videos down there, but, you know, I value the relationship with Hal Leonard, so there you go. I'm enjoying the 1-minute licks on YouTube, Greg. They help me a lot. Well, thank you. I'll do some more. What song is it you don't want to hear? Oh, that's an interesting story. Oh my God, when the KMT gets back together, they're going to be epic. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of tunes ready to go. Do you teach your Travis picking in any of your materials? Yes, I do. I believe it is, in addition to being the Hal Leonard Country Guitar Method, I go into it a bit on there. I believe I also go into it on Guitar Clues, Operation Pentatonic. There's some Travis picking in there. There's also some of it in, I believe in my Guitar Gumbo book, I do some Travis picking in there as well. But for sure the gumbo. And there you go. Hey, Greg, there is something in YouTube called Super Chats where people donate money to you and basically you prioritize their comments. This might be a good way to help you make money during COVID. Oh, thank you, Paul. I will look into that. That sounds like a good idea. Super Chats. I have my March KMT and Detroit tickets still pinned to the wall. Oh, that's such a shame, right? We'll get back there for sure. Fishman Fluence Classic Humbuckers. Yeah, that is correct, Eduardo. That's what I got on this guitar. Is there any style of guitar or genre that you would like to improve on in your own playing? Well, all of them. I'm always messing around with different things. I don't really know much classical stuff. I'd like to do some. I'm always kind of dipping my toes into more jazz stuff. I've been working on my slide. Been working on my Travis picking. It's all across the board. There's always work to do. Love, Sin, Repent, Repeat. Could you play that a little? Well, when I first wrote it as an instrumental, or it's not obviously an instrumental, but without slide. I wrote it as a. What are your thoughts on Frank Zappa? I'm a huge Zappa fan, actually. Grew up listening to Live at the Roxy and Elsewhere, Overnight Sensation, Apostrophe, and then as I got older, I got a whole bunch of the different Frank. But yeah, I'm a big Frank fan. Hey, from PEI Canada, you've been a huge influence in my playing, brother. Just learned them's the breaks and couldn't be happier with myself. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Mystery Train. You know what? Next time we'll do that. We'll do a little Johnny Cash next time. Digging it like a mole on heat. I like it. You've played with so many guitarists. Is there one that you had a special connection with? Well, yeah, all of them. I mean, there's been, you get into little grooves and it just all comes together. So I don't want to say anything that diminishes anybody else. But they've all, it's all worked out swimmingly. Did you ever get to play with Chet Atkins? No, I never actually met Chet. Of all the Greg courses, videos, and books out there, which one do you recommend folks start with? Well, that's a good question, Ryan. Well, obviously the Leonard Guitar Method is for very, very basic stuff. The blues book and the country book, Leonard Guitar Method, blues guitar, Leonard Guitar Method, country guitar. They're like advanced beginner and take you to the point where you play in a band, right? Guitar Clues Operation Pentatonic is a very cool book in the fact that I don't delve out of the minor pentatonic or the major pentatonic, but I add all my little phrasing stuff to those two scales so that it's easy to understand. And then I have little comping things behind those, and those are transcribed as well. So there's like Travis picking thing, there's some of the funk stuff, some of the jazz voicings that I do, shuffle stuff, and so on. And over the top of that, I'm doing, there's chicken picking in there, there's bending, vibrato, different interval stuff, so on and so forth. So that's a really cool book for learning a bunch of cool techniques without having to get a brain transplant with the harmony. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one. There's a bunch of them, but those are the ones that come to mind. Cool. Thank you, Greg. Please doing these live streams. Thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the highlight of my day. Well, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Tell us the Les Paul story when you play with him. My buddy John Paris, he's a great guitar player, bass player, singer, harmonica player, lives out, and he's from Milwaukee here originally. Played with Johnny Winter for many years. Some really cool Johnny Winter stuff with John Paris playing bass, and then John Paris would play harmonica as he was playing bass. with Johnny Winter. I think there's a Ona filter in Germany, or maybe even a Rock Palace with that trio in the late 70s. Just savage. Anyway, so John Paris is a buddy of mine. I was in New York playing with another buddy of mine, Joe Cassidy, who's an actor on Broadway, a great vocalist, and he wanted to do like a rock show. So he flew me in, and I played with a bunch of Broadway musicians, and we did a show of a bunch of rock tunes at an off-Broadway theater earlier in the evening. And then later in the evening, John Paris like, come over to the Iridium, Les Paul's playing. So the day before, the gig was on a Monday. The day before, on a Sunday, I sat in with John Paris's band at B.B. King's in Times Square there-ish. And Rusty Paul was there, Les Paul's son, and he heard me play. He's like, he says to John Paris, you should have him come over and sit in with Dad tomorrow. I'm like, cool. So I played my gig with my buddy Joe Cassidy. And then I grabbed a cab, went over to the Iridium. The first set had already gone by. It was just the second set had just begun. My name was at the door, came in. Les Paul's playing. And it's glorious. They were playing Chinatown. I'll never forget it. I walked in. I'm like, my name's at the door to get in free to go see Les Paul in Manhattan. Pretty cool. Walk in. And Les Paul's playing Chinatown. The piano player's playing this long solo. He's playing chorus after chorus. And it's just crazy. He's doing tenths. He's doing stride piano. He's doing all these different technical feats of majesty. And after they get done playing the tune, Les Paul says to me, he goes, my God, that was incredible. I mean, what's going through your mind when you're playing like that? And the piano player says to Les, he goes, well, Les, you know what it's like. I mean, I'm thinking about, chords and scales and stuff. Well, Les, what do you think about when you're playing? Les looks at the crowd and goes, well, I'm thinking about my wife's sister. And I thought, this is the craziest thing I think I've ever experienced. So then, like a tune later, he goes, we got a guy here from Milwaukee who's going to come up and sit in. Where's that guy? And next thing you know, I'm up on stage with Les Paul. And he turns to me, he goes, you any good? And I said, well, I'm from Milwaukee. And he's like, all right. So then we did, John Paris came up. We did Mystery Train, as a matter of fact. And I did, pulled out, some of my stuff. And Les goes, turn that guitar. We stopped doing that song. And he goes, turn that guitar this way so I can see what the hell it is you're doing. Let's do another one. So I did, I sang The Love Contractor. That had just come out. So I did this Love Contractor. We played a little blues. And that was that. And then we proceeded to hang out. Les Paul, John Paris, and I left the place together. We walked him out to his car. We were the last ones in the place. It was crazy. And we walked him to his car, and off he went. And John Paris and I went and got something to eat. Crazy. Luckily, a buddy. I told that story on the radio here in Milwaukee, and years after it happened, and someone was there that night and sent me the pictures. It was awesome. So I have pictures of it. When you're not playing your own music and practicing guitar, do you listen to music on a regular basis? And if so, just a handful of some of your absolute must-have albums, new or old. Well, what's funny? I did this the other day as kind of a humorous thing. Is I just pretty much turn on my shuffle on my iTunes, and you can get an idea. So I usually put songs, and then I put shuffle. So we'll see what comes up. Poofter's Froth, Wyoming. Frank Zappa. So Much Things to Say, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out, live Derek and the Dominoes. Baby Let the Good Times Roll, Junior Brown. The Door, D'Angelo and the Vanguard. Felt So Good, Jimmy McCracklin. Gimme Shelter, the Rolling Stones. That gives you an idea. So, I listen to a lot of times I go online and I listen to a lot of bootlegs. There's a lot of cool Zeppelin bootlegs. And I'm just a sucker for the live Zepp, even though sometimes it's a train wreck. Other times it's glorious. There's usually something glorious in there. Could somebody feed Luna? I just was texting. Luna Cat needs to be fed. All right. How are we doing on time here? I went a little bit over. Well, hey, it was great chatting with you all. I will... how do you play that delay leg from World is Waiting for the Sunrise? I heard you play it. Well, tune in another time and we'll talk about that, Matthew, okay? We'll do that. Don't let me forget. So we'll be back here again Friday at this same time, starting at 4 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and on Thursday, tune in at 3 p.m. Central Time, and we will do this stuff. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you had fun. I know I did. We'll see you cats on the flippity and the doggone floppity.